For generations in Detroit and across our nation, the brothers and sisters of labor have stood together to righteously demand fair, better benefits and safe working conditions. And let me say, every person in our nation has benefited from that work. Everywhere I go, I tell people, look, you may not be a union member. You better thank a union member for the 5-day work week. You better thank a union member for sick leave.
Where that little accent come from? You better thank a union member. She's not pro-labor. She need to knock that off. She is not pro-labor. She's trying to come out there and get some votes from them union people, and they falling for it. But we'll go into that a little deeper. Let her finish the accent. Hopefully it'll wear off and get back to whatever the hell she started with.
You better thank a union member for paid leave. You better thank a union member for vacation time. Because what we know is when union wages go up, everybody's wages go up.
Yeah, but union wages ain't been going up too good lately. And you got to look at the big picture, guys. She's over here talking about union wages. Unions negotiate contracts, and they ain't getting much bigger wages than non-union people these days because they ain't got a whole lot of leverage because of people like her pretending to be pro-labor just to get the union leadership works well with them. The union membership usually don't. You go to most unions, you're going to find people voting for Trump left and right and openly saying it because they don't even go to union meetings. They just pay their union dues and deal with some of the better things you get from being a member of a union. But when you're a member of a union and you're fighting and scratching to try to get every little thing that you can get, and then your federal government opens up the border and lets in a bunch of illegal immigrants, how does that work with the union plan? How does that work when these people will come in and do your job for half of what you're doing it for easily? And she knows this, but they still keep bringing them on in through asylum programs and asylum seekers, and we're not supposed to be affected by this. It's absolutely affecting our wages. It's absolutely affecting our quality of life. There's no way we're going to be able to maintain the quality of life we have, and it's unfortunate. But if our government has policies that affect some of these countries so bad that their people flee because we done impose sanctions on them so hard and caused the country to go into some kind of a starvation mode because nobody got nothing because America's choked them off because they pissed us off and we put sanctions on them and the country falls apart. Or we pump arms into the one side that we like better than the other side and change the regime. It makes absolutely no sense.
When union workplaces are safer, every workplace is safer. When unions are strong, America is strong.
That's absolutely true. And go to a union meeting and go look at the graphs from, let's say, the mid-50s up to today and see which way the graph is going as far as unions. Because she just say anything. When unions are strong, America's strong. Unions ain't strong. Unions are backed into a corner. There's very few unions. And if it wasn't for government unions, it really wouldn't be any. But when you just get up on a mic and just say any old thing, that's exactly what it sounds like. When unions are strong, and it's true. When unions are strong, America's strong. Well, unions ain't strong. So what does that mean? America ain't strong, or is America strong anyway?
We know what we're talking about. The labor movement has always understood the power of the collective and the power of unity. The power of unity. And while we are fighting so much nonsense that is about trying to divide our country, trying to pull us apart, look.
I think nonsense is her up here talking about all the fighting and all the freedom and equity and all these wonderful words that she uses, but she never talks about what she's fighting for or what she's won by fighting. It's just we're fighting. It's just a perpetual, endless fight that's never going to stop, because that's what we do. We're just fighting. And a fight right now that we're having is her fighting to get your vote. That's what that is, but for free. That's a slick move too. She's in in the midst of union members, and she's like just got it all under control as she yanks their votes. And I just don't think it's right. I think unions should demand more. I think black people should demand more. I think white people should demand more. I think Hispanics should demand more. I think immigrants should demand more, and not necessarily a right into the country, but they have a right to a safe home. And if the United States is doing something over there that's causing disruption and chaos, or these people can't even live in their homes, then yeah, we need to spend some money and make these people find where they're at, so they don't have to come over here and impose on what we're scratching and fighting for. Kamala.
To what the history and the present of labor tells us about the power of the collective and unity, the spirit of that work, as much as the product of that work.
See, she likes about spirits and dreams and shit. And the product, yeah, that's what it's really all about. It ain't about all that other stuff that you keep talking about. I could not imagine, folks, and I sure hate to say it, but I just couldn't imagine her being our president. I don't think it would go well at all. Saturday Night Live would be just boiling over with material. They'll probably still be doing Kamala's spiffs after she's out of there, you know. And I did look at the debates again yesterday, and it made me even madder at her, because she's slick. She's slick, and she out-slicked old Trump on that debate. But if you're a person who follows politics enough and you understand who Trump is and what he's capable of and what he's done, and you know her and what she's done and what she's capable of, which we don't, but you would know the difference. What we got to do now here, folks, is get a way into her to understand that black people just ain't gonna lay down and vote for her. Everybody, oh, it's too late. We gotta. No, it ain't never too late. Shit, no. She need to understand that maybe her little wave of swing states that she's going through would probably be a little easier on her if she would just like maybe campaign with some tangibles, you know, yell some things out over that microphone that you're gonna give to people instead of just asking for their vote, because you ain't said anything about what you're gonna do but fight. For who?
It's very telling and gives us really good lessons about what creates strength. And you know, many of you know my parents met while they were active in the civil rights movement. So when I was young, my parents, I see some young leaders here today. When I was young, my parents would take me to the meetings. I see our young leaders. And take me to the marches. I was in a stroller. And from a very young age, I learned that when people stand together, when we join voices, knowing that the vast majority of us have so much more in common than what separates us, when we join those voices, we can drive extraordinary change, which is why I believe in my heart and soul, no one should ever be made to fight alone.
What are you trying to talk us into giving Israel some more money, or is it Ukraine this time? Don't use slick words and try to make us get behind you on this stuff that you talk that makes no sense. What do you mean by that? What exactly in the hell does that mean? We gotta fight and freedom and bullshit.
We are all in this together. We are all in this together.
Well, folks, hopefully after November we won't be in all this together, and she will be out, and hopefully her political career will end. She is not an addition to this country in a positive way. Neither is Donald Trump's ass either. Shit. But I think we're going to have to tolerate Donald Trump for 4 years as opposed to her, because I'm not voting for her and she's getting all these black votes and not doing nothing. It just makes us look like idiots. At least if we go vote for Trump's ass, he ain't promised us nothing, and we will let people know you can't get up there and pretend to be black and get our vote. Or stay home. Shit, don't vote for his ass either. Or don't vote for, I'm voting for Cornyn. I know I am, and it's just hard to go, and I've never done that before, and it frustrates me that I got to be on here discussing Kamala Harris, who does not like us. Doesn't like us. She goes to union meetings, and that's another thing about unions that we must speak on real quick. Unions are being taken over as far as the dynamics of them. There's a lot more Hispanics who have come into the country, and they get pretty decent jobs, and they do join unions or form unions. But there was a time when the labor union, it was really black. It went kind of like, it ran parallel to the civil rights, kind of. And a lot of union members and union officials were black in the 60s and 70s. And it's not like that anymore. And they don't do a lot of things that are like black causes and geared for black people. They're working really hard for immigration and immigrants and forming unions at car washes and hotels and service industries. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. But I just think we're kind of being left behind, guys. I don't want to be like unreasonable, but we're being left behind. We're not being attended to. And like I said, if we got Kamala Harris over there barring our race, the least she could do is speak out on us for a while and throw us a bone and make a policy or two meant for us and package it neatly. Maybe if presidents started off with small little tokens of reparations, I would rather be like some kind of a black advisor to the president, and all I want is a non-economic role where all I do is give the president policies and suggestions that don't cost money, like taking white police out of black areas. Completely. Just, no, you can't work here. They'll be like, oh, that's racial. And so what? You know what? Killing people is too. You got to go. That kind of shit. Things that just don't cost no money. Black people, tax exempt. That way the government don't have to give them no money. Just don't take none from them either, though, now. Because you guys have taken enough. That'd be fair. It's tax exempt on everything. Black people don't have the opportunity and for some reason don't open businesses up at the same rate that everyone else in the country does. Everyone else in the country. So make black businesses to start one up tax-free completely. Everything you get is profit, or you putting it back into your business. And you'll grow way faster than a normal business, and people will be looking at you crazy. But there was a time when, from slavery's end to now, when we lagged in that area. Give us an opportunity to get in the fray. We want to be up in there. How can you be mad at somebody who just wants to do something for themselves? That'd be a great, wonderful thing to do. Kamala has no policies for us. Don't vote for her. If you're black, I'm telling you, don't vote for her. If you're white, don't vote for her. If you're on Popcorn Channel as a subscriber, don't vote for her. I don't want nobody to vote for her. I don't, because she thinks she being slick. If she start talking different, then we can start voting different. But until then, you're not just getting my vote for free. Nuh-uh. That ain't going to work. Not at all. But I'll see you guys on the next one. Please subscribe, like, and share. And we'll see you on the next.